Hi, what is creativity exactly? I think that the first question is, why is it so important to answer this question? Let's imagine you want to reach the North Pole. What is the first thing to do? Figure out what the North Pole really is. The same with creativity. If you want to develop creativity, it's worth knowing what creativity is. The connection between the two might sound strange, but there is a lot in common. It turns out that if you ask different people the same simple question of what the North Pole is, how can you get there, and what direction we should go, you'll probably get at least 3 different answers, all of them equally good. Old-timey sailors will tell you to follow the North Star. This is the astronomic north. Those who are familiar with the Earth as a globe will tell you to go to the top of the world, where all the longitudinal lines come together. This is the geographic north. If you like to use devices, you'll want to follow a compass, which will take you to the magnetic north. These might be 3 different definitions of north. However, in general, if you want to go in general direction to the north, then the precise definition doesn't really matter, because you'll go in the right direction anyway. It is the same with creativity. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of different definitions of creativity. Most of the definitions are pretty similar to each other, or at least point to the same general direction. Michael Mumford, from the University of Oklahoma, who reviewed the subject and found that after decades of dispute and controversy about the definition of creativity, we've come to a consensus. Creativity involves the production of novel, useful products. This definition is very practical and makes it easier for us to distinguish between imagination, which describe creative thoughts that exist in our minds, and creativity, which puts our thoughts into action. In order for us to apply this definition to the development of the creativity of our kids, I want to slightly expand on the definition to include the following 3 elements. 1. A creative product may be tangible, object, or process, or even an idea. 2. The creative product is a result of intentional effort. It did not occur accidentally. 3. It is beneficial to the child or someone else in the environment of the new creative product. I'll expand. When we talk about a new product, in the case of our children, we mean it can be anything that is new for them or that they do for the first time. It can be when a child first discovers that you can spin on a swing and not just swing forward and back. It can be when a child realizes that they can ask other kids how they are doing and thus build a good relationship. When I say that creativity is a result of a plan, or creativity does not arise accidentally, I mean that we as parents do not want to trust luck alone. We want to cheer on effort and experimentation. When we say the creative product is a result of an intentional effort and does not occur accidentally, we should pay attention to the fact that sometimes we learn from accidental events. When we implement thoughtfully with awareness, it becomes creative. Let's look at the following example. If a kid spills paint on a paper by accident, we shouldn't consider this creativity. But if the result is something that they love and they learn that spilling paint on paper leads to something that they want to do again, and then they do just that, even with different variations that show control over the technique, this has become creativity. This is the process of learning and trying, and this is exactly what we want to develop. What about the third component of the definition of creativity? Usefulness of the creative product. The usefulness, of course, is subjective. It depends on the motivation of our children, and we want to help them to find what benefits them or gives them pleasure and help them to develop their idea, their product and processes. This can be social benefits or something that gives them personal satisfaction. These events can be an opportunity for us to learn what interests our kid and, more importantly, what drives and motivates them. So, to summarize, if we want to develop creativity, we must point ourselves in the right general direction. We can depend on a compass that simply says that creativity is a process that leads to a new product from which our child benefits. Now it's your turn. Can you think of an example of something creative that your kids recently did? Was it something new for them? And what was the benefit that they derived from this?